Welcome back to Dark Souls 2. We're going to clear Dragon Aerie and make our way to the Dragon Shrine. First we're going to talk to a seemingly younger sounding Emerald Herald.
Bearer of the curse. Long have I awaited one such as you. One who might shatter the shackles of fate. One who can set me free.
Set me free, so she's stuck here maybe?
It was my own manifestation that led you here.
So this is presumably the real Emerald Herald.
Has watched over the world for eons
And
past.
some people claim that she's smaller in height here. And I definitely do think, I agree with the people that say that she has her voice sounds
The dragon
different
welcomes you.
to what it does in Majula. And we know from concept art that they had a child model at one point for the Emerald Herald. And also we know that FromSoft instructed Frog Nation to hire a child voice actor to voice some of the Emerald Herald's dialogue. So she's given us the aged feather here, and that allows you to warp to bonfires. So presumably if the Emerald Herald had the aged feather, why wouldn't she use it? You know, why does she have to use a manifestation of herself to set us on a journey that suits her agenda? And presumably she would come to meet us herself if she was able to, but like she says, she's been trapped here. So that's interesting. I don't really know exactly what it means, but so let me talk anyway a wee bit about the level. We've got undead prisoners here, and that undead prisoner I think is a brown core, and brown cores cause durability damage. So just be careful. There's 3 of them in this area. Not this exact area, but there's 3 of them within Dragon Aerie. So this area is full of crystal lizards, and most of the crystal lizards here drop things like infusion stones, like you just noticed there, shards, large shards, slabs, petrified dragon bones, and more unusually, it's more rare and more difficult to get them to drop chunks. It seems that they drop them less frequently. So the common enemy in Dragon Aerie is guardian dragons, and you should already be familiar with how to fight these beasts because you obviously had to take one on to get here. And I'm doing this wrong. I'm using the Avalon, obviously, as you can see. Really, the quickest way to do it is to poison them, and once you've poisoned them with your bow and arrow or throwing knives, poison throwing knives, is then to get right up close to them and circle strafe around their hind legs while getting hits in against them, and just being careful to watch out for, they have a biting attack and also a stomping attack. And the guardian dragons sit on their wee lair, and so they guard their own wee lair, and these lairs are full of crystal lizards. Not full, but there's usually like 2 or 3 crystal lizards or more in these areas. So you just want to make sure that you've got a weapon that can, take them out quickly and efficiently. I like to use, I know I'm using Avalon here, but in subsequent playthroughs with different characters I've preferred to use the large club or the giant club, and it takes them out instantly with the overhead smash. And you can see as well, while we're breaking eggs, you can see that there's eggs here, like I say, big eggs. And these eggs have a function, and if you break them, they have an effect in a specific area later on in this level. But you can reset that effect by resting at a bonfire. So yeah, you just want to make sure that before you leave Dragon Aerie, and you'll be back to the bonfire a few times, you just want to make sure that you've rested at the bonfire before crossing a certain bridge. And if you watch the trailers for Dark Souls 2, then you'll probably be already familiar with what that surprise might be. And there's one more. Have we picked up? Here we go. We're going to pick up the Dragon Tooth, which is the weapon that Havel wields in Dark Souls 1. And in the Chasm of the Abyss, you encounter an enemy called, what was it? A chip off the old rock. So what it's certain is it bears some mystical power, and its wielder gains resistance to magic and fire. So that's a really good effect. You know, when you're using the dragon tooth, you're resistant to magic and fire. I think it's 100% resistances. I'm not. I should have checked that before I made the video, but I think it is. If you're uncertain yourself and you want to find out, just head to the wiki dot for the dragon tooth article, and it will tell you, presumably. And yeah, there was something else I was going to say about. Yeah, see these crystal lizards as well. They've got their own kind of like paths. Like they're you know, when you trigger them to run, they've got their own kind of. Their AI tells them to run in a certain direction depending on where you are. So you know, sometimes if you fail to get them the first time around, you'll be able to kind of, you know, figure out what way they're going to run in subsequent attempts, and makes it just a lot easier to get them. So this is us crossing the first bridge into the next area, and you've kind of got like the first area we've just came from, and then you've got these two areas, like two kind of areas that don't contain guardian dragons, and you've got undead citizens to take on. So just be careful. They hide around corners. They can, you know, catch you off guard if you're unaware of what's coming. There's actually a shortcut from the very first crystal lizard we took on that takes you to either here or the area we just came from with the other undead citizen. And once you cross this bridge, this is you coming up to kind of like the third and final part of Dragon Aerie. So you've got this dragon in here, and this one, there's like a pathway off to the right here that's got like a raised platform. Some people recommend going up there and taking the guardian dragon on, and the reason is because you can actually kind of dodge and evade most of its attacks when you're kind of raised up off the ground. So that's where we're going to go just now. For some reason in this playthrough, the dragon actually kind of glitched and stopped moving, and apparently that was quite common for this dragon. So, but you can see how you would, you know, kind of evade its attacks. You would just roll along and move out the way when it's, you know, spitting fireballs at you and using its fire breath. And be careful as well, because its fire breath can actually permeate rock and can cause you damage. So just something to be aware of. But yeah, the best way honestly to take these guys out is to just if you're really wanting to do it quickly, poison them and then buff your weapon with aromatic ooze, because they're weak to magic, and use something like a giant club or whatever, and you'll take them out pretty quickly. They've got the same amount of health as the guardian dragon in the area we've just came from to get here. All Days Keep. It's 5,300 health points, I think. And there's quite a few souls around here, like, you know, soul of a brave hero, soul of a great hero and whatnot. And there's one actually that's quite fun to get, but we'll get to that soon. It's definitely a memorable, you know, the level design is very well done, and the way the dragons are flying overhead kind of menacingly is excellent. It's their shadows that's quite creepy, just as you see them, like, you know, you can hear the wind rushing towards you, and then you see the shadow passing overhead. Really, really great level design, and enemy design as well. So just be careful. That's the last of the undead citizens, and this is the last dragon, the last guardian dragon here. This one's below you. You can actually go down. There was a pathway on the left that takes you down there, or you can come this way. I would recommend coming this way and just using poison arrows or something like that with this one. And then all you have to do is just drop down from the ledges that are up here, and you'll get your... Because actually there's one crystal lizard that's on one of the ledges below us just now, so that's why you're really better coming this way, if you want to kind of, you know, make your journey through here as easy as possible and less time consuming, because sometimes you really need to go back to the bonfire to reset the crystal lizards and whatnot. It can be quite annoying sometimes. Especially that one. That crystal lizard can be a bit of a pain to get if you're not able to get the plunging attack off on it. You'll be able to come off of this ledge without using the silver cat ring. You don't need it. I think I'd put it on at this point. And that crystal lizard over there behind us on the left is quite a tricky one to get sometimes as well. I'm not going to show you me going through all the crystal lizards. I mean, you get the point. if you have carelessly released Navlan from his cell, I think this is where he invades you in Dragon Aerie, so just be careful. And before you come down and get this Twinkling Titanite, this is the one you can see from the beginning of the level, just after the bonfire. Go up and kick the ladder down, and that'll give you the shortcut back to the bonfire. Because once you come down here, you need to use the feather to leave, or a homeward bone or whatever, or kill yourself, because that's the only way out. But yeah, I would recommend going up and kicking the ladder down. So this is us back where the last dragon was. And the reason we're back here is because there's items over here. This takes you up to where the second dragon was. This is the pathway that you can either go down if you don't want to go the ledges route. But yeah, so don't forget to pick these items up. They can be quite easy to miss. Pharaoh's Lockstone and a soul item. So this is us using the rope to get back. What do you call that again when you do that? Is it repel? No. Not repel. This is us kicking a ladder down. And this is, you can see like out in the middle kind of distance, you can see there's an item, and that item's isolated obviously. There's no other way to get here apart from doing this. So you want to time it, so just after you get past the rope bridge you drop off, and you'll roll, but you'll be safe and you'll be okay. And you'll get this item, which is a Soul of a Great Hero, which I think is 20,000 souls, so it's definitely worth your while to do this. And you've already set the shortcut back up anyway. You can feather out of here, go back to the bonfire, climb up the ladders, and then use the rope to get back to the area we want to go to, which will take us out of Dragon Aerie and towards Dragon Shrine. And remember, you want to do this as well because you want to reset the bonfire, reset the cracking of the eggs. Otherwise, you'll face an unfortunate fate crossing this bridge we're coming up to in a minute. So that was the loot that we got from clearing out Dragon Aerie. I think we picked up quite a few items there. So if you've got weapons you need to upgrade, this is the perfect time to do it after Dragon Aerie, or Dragon Aerie. So this is the main bridge across to Dragon Shrine. This is the only way you can go to get there. And like I say, the eggs, if you stand in this bridge too long, or if you've cracked lots of eggs and you've not sat at the bonfire to reset the status of that action, you will, one of the dragons passing overhead will come, and I believe it it spits fire at the bridge, destroys it, and you fall to your death. I think that's what happened in the trailer. I can't really remember, it's been a long time since I watched it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and the next episode, Dragon Shrine.